Welcome to the last video in this free bookkeeping course tutorial. Thank you so much for getting this far. In this video, I'm going to go through the basics of financial statements. So up until this point, I've covered the basics of what a bookkeeper is and what an accountant is. I have gone through basic financial terms such as sales, assets, liabilities, capital. If any of those terms still confuse you, then please go back and rewatch those videos. I've gone through the basics of double entry bookkeeping, so posting a debit and a credit and where those entries should go. And then in the previous video we looked at T accounts, having debit entries and credit entries, and then closing the accounts off or totaling the accounts. And this is how a T account looks. Now when you have that total, when you have that balance at the end, you can extract that balance to create financial statements. So generally T accounts are closed off, say every month, if you want financial statements every month, but they are done at least once a year. So generally at the end of the financial year of a company or business, the accounts will be closed, the T accounts will be closed, and those balances will be used, the balances on each account will be used to create financial statements. Now, what happens with these balances is that the purchases, expenses, revenue, and sales, those four accounts, are used to create a profit and loss statement, which basically shows the sales of the business and the overall profitability of the business. Sometimes it's referred to as a P&L. That's the abbreviation for profit and loss, or profit and loss statement. Now we have a very simple profit and loss statement on the screen here. So we have sales minus purchases gives us our gross profit. Sometimes purchases is referred to as cost of sales. And then we have expenses after gross profit gives us our net profit. So if we look at this calculation here, we have 10,000 sales minus 3,000 purchases or cost of sales gives us 7,000 gross profit, minus the expenses, or sometimes this is referred to as overheads, gives us a net profit, so an overall profit of 2,000. So you can see the breakdown from sale to profit, 10,000 to 2,000. Now if you want to be clever, you can say that the net margin is 20%, which means what percentage of a sale is profit. So 2,000 is 20% of 10,000. And that's the basics of a profit and loss statement. It's the purchases, expenses, revenue, and sales laid out. Sales, purchases, expenses gives us our profit. Now what happens to the asset and the liability? You see they are in red, they haven't been used in this statement. Well, they are used in a separate statement called a balance sheet. So here we have financial statements, balance sheet. You can see with assets and liabilities. Now the balance sheet doesn't show the profitability of a business, company, or entity. What it does show is the entity's assets and liabilities, what it owns and what it owes. Now the interesting thing about this balance sheet is if the double entry has been done correctly, then total assets will equal total liabilities and equity. So if we look at this statement here with assets 10,000, total assets 10,000, liabilities 7,000, equity, capital, investment in the entity 3,000, so 7 plus 3 equals the 10,000. And this is why it's called a balance sheet, because the total assets up here balance or equals total liabilities plus equity. So it balances, it's the same. If we were to cut this in half, the total figures are the same, 10,000 and 10,000. So that's the basics of financial statements. Thank you so much for taking this course. This is the end of the course. It's the end of video 5 and the end of this course. Now, if you are new to bookkeeping, then head over to my website, freebookkeepingaccounting.com. There is so much content on there that's for free. There's no registration required. There's lots more courses like this one. If you want to learn more about bookkeeping or other aspects of accounting, such as business planning and lots of other things, accounting software, it's all listed on the website. If you want to take this a bit more seriously, if you want to understand bookkeeping a bit better and have more extensive content and learn more advanced principles of bookkeeping, then I do have a course on the website called the Ultimate Bookkeeping and Accounting Course. Details on the website, just go and have a look. So that's www.freebookkeepingaccounting.com. Thank you so much for watching. All likes are appreciated. All subscribers are appreciated. Feel free to find me on Facebook, on Twitter. Feel free to share my content. This is all for free. It's all there to help you. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. My email address is on my website, or feel free to use the comment section below and I will answer your question. It can take me up to a week to reply to YouTube comments, but I always will answer.